A look there inside Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. Today, a good one in store. It's the Buffalo Bill Washington Commanders. Mike Tirico next to the great tight end, Greg Olsen. Glad you are joining us for this one. Off we go from Northwest Stadium. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. After that play, we have one of the Commanders who is down. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. We'll go three tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the ground, the goal with Rashad White, the back out of Arizona State. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one?
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
And they bring them down inside the 25-yard line.
19 more yards.
Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
Everything about this play, except the very end, you've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
These are the kind of plays that give running backs bad names. I mean, there's nothing fancy about this. You're wide open, the ball's on target. He just flat out dropped it.
Throwing on 2nd down, Daniels. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the mid-tip passes, that's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth with the receiver saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit.
And he's down at the 3. What a run. They've got it. It'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 21.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up 1st and goal.
White. Trying to pull it, but only a yard down to the 2.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. One more time, it's right. And he'll go down, back at the 4-yard line.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal, it's Daniel.
I think you got to go for it here, Mike. They've had this impressive opening drive where they've marched their way all the way down into the red zone, and the last thing you want to do here is settle for 3. This is the chance. Set the tone for the rest of the game, and let's see what they dial on 4th down.
They send a receiver in motion left. He'll throw. It's right, and he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on down.
Well, Mike, it's pretty clear early in this game the message they want to send is we are going to be aggressive on offense. And that's exactly what they did there, going for it on 4th down early. But it's the defense that comes through and forces the turnover on downs.
The Buffalo offense set to go to work for the first time. They're led out by the NFL's most valuable player in 2024, at quarterback, Josh Allen.
I think in today's modern NFL, if you had the ability to create a quarterback and all the qualities that come along with it, Josh Allen's at or near the top of the list. And what I mean by that, Mike, is he's big, he's mobile, he can run to escape, but he can also run as a designed option. And then, he's smart, he elevates those around him. The last piece of the puzzle, can he get over the hump and have that postseason success to really put him in that upper echelon category?
That last run got 4, so here comes 2nd and 6. From the gun, Josh Allen. Off he goes. And a good gain. He's going to be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Here's Allen now on 1st and 10. He'll take off again. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback. But here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
A quick slant, looked in by Moore. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
On the ground, this is James Cook, and he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down. Khalil Shakir, the intended target. And it'll be 2nd down. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Allen, going to give it to Cook. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
Pass complete right side to Kincaid. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
First down, Buffalo.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
On first down, Allen. This one intercepted. Picked off by Frankie Luvu. And the Commanders will take over here just past the 30.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to wrap. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
Slot man gonna move in motion left. Nowhere to go. He's gonna be taken down. Greg Russo in there for the sack. It is a loss of 6 to begin the drive.
The best thing, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Daniel. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 12.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. He'll try to run forward. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down. Like, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
Now it's the Arizona product that is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
Daniels to throw on 2nd down. The coverage right there, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. De'Ami Brown was the one he was looking for.
3rd down and
3rd down
10.
coming up.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes, and once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
On 4th down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tress Way to punt. Moore to return. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. Now we're going to stoppage here for an injured Bill. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. first down with Allen. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
You can sense this defense. They're really starting to come alive. Last time out, they forced the turnover. Now they got their first sack of the day. These big plays start to steamroll, and you can just feel their confidence continue to build.
They'll run the draw with Cook. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Brings up third and 11.
Allen going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Cook. Wow. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a first down.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
Here's a handoff to Cook. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
1-yard gain. Brings up second and
9. Here's a first carry for the man from Kentucky, Ray Davis. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down.
And it's third down.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in.
That's interference.
That might make this a first down. So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. As we are ready to get back underway. On the carry, it's Cook. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. First down, Buffalo.
First down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the Commanders' 31-yard line.
From the 31, here is second and 5. So now they'll throw it with Allen. He runs with it.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Here's a third down and 4. In motion, Shakir. On third down, it's Allen. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goals to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. The offense is a little slow to start percolating. 3-0 the score as they begin this drive with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by White. And he ran right through one tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground of about 7.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
On 2nd down, it's Daniel. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
3 yards to go.
Traylon Burks, the intended receiver. And it'll be 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniel. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down.
Contact incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Swing this one out to White. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
They'll throw with Daniels. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Here's Tress Way now. The punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. That's going to be out of bounds. Well judged and spotted right at the 10-yard line. The Bills offense ready for this next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. This one not quite on target. Let him too much. That one falls incomplete. He was looking to get it to DJ Moore. And that will lead to a second down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air, but they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. It's a gain of 19 in the air. Good for a Bills first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up second and
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
A run up the middle with Cook. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. Call it a gain of 13. First down, Buffalo.
Second and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a first down.
Once again, it's Cook. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
From the 42 now, here's second and 2. In motion, Shakir. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And he's into the end zone. James Cook, touchdown, Bills.
And that's one of the best elements of this run game is just how explosive they can be. And it has felt like they've been on the verge of breaking one a few times here, Mike, and then they finally make it happen here. Catch the end zone, first time today.
Tyler Bass now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills are out to a 10-0 lead.
Bills 10. Commanders nothing. Tyler Bass.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Commanders' offense about ready to take over once more. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with first and 10. Now Daniels. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball. Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced, and at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
From the shotgun on third down, Daniels. That run complete to Jalen Lane. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
And he'll be run out of bounds. That's a good gain on first down. They pick up 7 yards.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Man in motion is Brown. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
They'll run out of the gun. This is White. And a nice rush. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
This offensive line continues to be very physical at the point of attack. They've been able to give their backs plenty of room to run, and that's why they've already eclipsed the century mark here in the opening half.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Daniels with a give to Krosky Merritt. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
That's a heck of a stop there defensively, Mike. 2nd and inches, you're thinking the first down is pretty much a formality, but not for this defense. They pack it in tight, they sell out on the run, and they're going to force this team to snap it again on 3rd down.
They'll try to sneak it here, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
On the zone read, here's Daniels. Probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
A lot of defense's strategy of defending the zone read, Mike, is we want that quarterback to pull the ball. It's one of their few chances throughout the course of the game where they can get their hits on him, and in this case, they're able to hold them to no gain.
Throwing now, Daniels. There he goes again. And he's going to give himself up, but not before he picks up the first down.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
On first down, it's White, and he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. 2nd down and 8. Man in motion is Brown. Daniels now going to look to throw. Now he takes off.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts to talk things over before 3rd down. Daniels. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're second, as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. So Jake Moody now out for the field goal. Officially a 29-yard attempt. Moody's kick is good. And the Commanders are on the board. It's now 10-3.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. On the return, here's Khalil Shakir. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. From the gun, throw here for Allen. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
And I think at this point here, second quarter of this game, I think now is where we can start seeing each team open up their offense a little bit more. Early on, everyone's kind of feeling each other out, getting a taste of what the game plans are. Here they finally take a shot downfield. Nice job by the defense, but this is going to put a little depth in that coverage and hopefully open up some other things. And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide we're just going to air it out. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down. All 3 incompletions, and now it brings up 4th down. And barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more, and this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing is Daniel. Wide open, middle of the field, he's got his receiver. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
He takes off, and they will take him down at the 20-yard line. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime.
1st and 10.
Mike, this is great awareness by the quarterback manipulating the pocket. He feels the pressure coming on around him, but so often the soft spot is moving up in the pocket. That's exactly what he does, takes off down the middle of the field. picks up good yardage and a first down.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. A quick slant on the money to McLaurin. And he will score! Harry McLaurin, touchdown Commanders.
Just a beautiful ball there by the quarterback. And the point I want to make here, Mike, and make sure the viewer understands is, in the NFL, if you have to wait for a guy to be open and then deliver the ball, it's too late. So often these quarterbacks throw their guy open. They anticipate where the void in the coverage is going to be. That's exactly the reason this play worked out here, Mike, and he's able to connect here for a big touchdown.
Now Jake Moody for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Commanders will tie things up. It's now 10-10. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. On the return, here comes Shakir. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Mike, with this guy's speed, he's not an easy target to overthrow. So that's one of those where they're telling this quarterback, throw it with everything you got. Just lay it out there. And more times than not, he's going to run under it. But in this case, just a little bit too much on it. He winds up overshooting his man.
A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
I really like the job the defense is doing, like disguising what the coverage looks like before the snap and then what the coverage actually is after the snap. And I think the quarterback's having a hard time really figuring out, what am I looking at? Where are my targets? Where's the coverage holes? And I think it's led to some really big plays by the defense here in the first half.
Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their second, as the clock will stop at 21 seconds to go until halftime.
It's 4th down.
Here's Mitch Wisnowski now, as he's on to punt for the second straight drive. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. They're just going to run it here up the middle. And he works his way through an opening. Up past the 35. Nice run for 8 on that one. And now here's a timeout. They're going to take it with 8 seconds remaining until the break. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll go again with White. Room to run past midfield. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. On the return, here comes Shakir. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll see if they can go out breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
At the 30-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
8. Play action. Here's Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
On 3rd and a couple, here's Allen. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball, and those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Commanders' offense and running back Rachaad White ready for this next possession. Low-scoring game, all tied, 3rd quarter, and a touchdown here could go a long way. See if they can get it on this drive. 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Daniels. That's swung out to Krosky Merritt, and he's out of bounds. Gain of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
That's into the hands of Lane. He's got it. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
That's a gain of 5.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Clean merit. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He'll find his running back, White. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll go with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
The Commanders are about to send this one away. And this is going to work out just fine. Kick goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Allen going to throw on 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 20. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
First down. A gain of 14.
And while it ultimately this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup and get a fresh set of downs.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Throwing on 2nd down, it's Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Man, he fit that one in a tight window. One thing he showed off was his arm strength and his accuracy, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really amount to much.
3rd down and 3. From the gun, Josh Allen. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
Fair catch is called for and made. Just inside the 35-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Play action, Daniels. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a first down.
Really no hesitation on the part of the quarterback, Mike. I mean, he knew where that open receiver was going to be based on his pre-snap read. The defense did nothing to alter that picture, and that's a great play to start this drive.
To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. Daniels going to keep this himself. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down.
A gain of 9 yards.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
They'll set up the screen to White. Woo! And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
It's a gain of
It'll be 1st and goal. That's a gain of 28.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves 1st and goal inside the low red zone.
They'll throw with Daniels. And this one blown up. Good serve and drop him. A loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
Now from the 9, it'll be 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
What once looked like a promising drive has suddenly hit a little bit of a roadblock here, Mike. They're in scoring position, yes, but now on 3rd and goal following that 2nd down sack, this defense has a shot to come away, only giving up 3.
So the last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That's to the end zone, but just too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
So Jake Moody now out for the field goal. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Commanders going to take the lead. It's now 13-10.
Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves them out in front.
Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. Here comes a return from the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Bills offense headed back to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the 2 sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Allen going to give it to Cook. Crazy. James Cook Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Now Bass to tack on the extra point. The kick is good, and the Bills make the lead 4. It is 17-13.
Commanders 13.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. A safe kick taken at the 5. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. The Commanders' offense, running back Rashad White, ready for this next possession. Trailed by 4, touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. In motion, Okonkwo. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. Hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked, and with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
On the give, it's White. He'll bring this up to the 22. That's Gregory Rousseau in on the stop.
Gregory Rousseau. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9. To throw is Daniels. Oh, he's got a man. That's caught by Brown. They get 15 on that game. Good for a Commanders' 1st down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
On a zone read, a give to White. And this defense not fooled by the option. They stick with the running back, and they get him down for no gain.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
Daniels to throw on 2nd down. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. Open right side is Okonkwo. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Press way in punt formation for Washington.
So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Commanders set to kick this one away. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. Oh, that is terrific. Out of bounds, inside the 5-yard line. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out, and he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. On first down, it's Allen. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
And this will be incomplete.
It's clear whatever they were trying to set up was not going to work. He went through his entire progression, had nobody to throw the ball to, and just kind of surrenders the play and throws it away.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. From the gun, throw here for Allen. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a first down.
That's good for a Bills first down. It's a gain of 17
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on third down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the first down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
On the handoff, this is Cook. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
A gain of a yard brings up second and 9 at the 22-yard line.
From the 22 now, here's second down and 9. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
And 9 yards.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
On third down, it's Allen. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Josh Allen on the scramble.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately, he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
The Bills bringing on the punt team as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. In motion, Okonkwo. They'll go play action here with Daniels. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
That's good.
An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
1st and 10 at the
Nice way to start the
48-yard
drive
line.
here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
And after allowing a chunk play on that previous down, nice job there settling in. They make a big play of their own, and they get him down for a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Man in motion is Brown. On 2nd down, it's Daniel. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
And 19.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
3rd and long, and here's Daniels. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And they'll wind up getting about 6, but he is stopped well short of the 1st down marker. It is 4th down.
A gain of 7.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion right. Now Allen on 1st down. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 6. To the air is Allen. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for 3rd down.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the 1st down.
Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
And now this brings up a tough situation, Mike, because even if they were going to consider going for it on 4th down, how do you do so when you couldn't even manage to get a few inches on 3rd down? Disappointing result for them on that play.
Get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
Automatic 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete.
Oh, and they had a shot there, Mike. Just overthrows his man, and this just comes down to just continuing to get on the same page. This is a feel throw, a feel route. Just puts a little too much air on it, and he just can't quite run it down.
To the air. On 2nd down, here's Allen. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. He'll try to run for it. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line.
It's a gain of 37.
A big one here in the fourth quarter. 37 yards.
A gain of 37 yards.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
He's trying to get around the corner, but he can't. He's going to be run down behind the line.
Behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 13-yard line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Allen. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Buffalo. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Commanders 13.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. He fields it at the 8. Now an opening past the 30. Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield.
Washington will take over
The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
So many of these possessions start with negative plays on 1st down, and you're just going to hear every offensive coordinator stress. It is so important we don't fall behind the sticks, but when you just can't pass protect and give your quarterback time, this is going to continue to happen.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. From the shotgun, it's Daniel. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down.
It's actually a really nice job there on 2nd down, putting this into a 3rd and more manageable down and distance. Remember, they suffered that 1st down sack, and so often that can derail the drive, but they got a chance here to pick this up and maintain possession.
3rd and short, and it's Daniels. He'll get this one complete to Brown. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27.
The 21-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. For the most part, he's been very accurate accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the score.
Throwing again, Daniels. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
On third down, they'll throw with Daniels. He's going to tuck it and go.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force fourth down.
So, Jake Moody on in this big situation. This to get back to a one-possession game. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within one score.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So the field goal makes it a one-score game here in the fourth quarter as they kick it away. On the return, here comes Shakir. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bills offense make their way out to take over once more. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a two-score game on this drive. First down and 10. Now a designed run. It's Allen, and he'll work forward for about 4. It's second down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
From the 33, here's second and 6. Here's a handoff to Cook. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. A gain of 17 yards. Good for a Bills first down.
4-minute offense, Mike, so what does it mean? 1, make the defense use all of their remaining timeouts. 2, continue to pick up first downs, milk the clock. And then 3, if possible, finish with the ball in your hands.
In motion, Shakir. They go play action now. Here's Allen. Look wide. Get this one complete. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to the second down play.
Brings up second and 3 at the 44-yard line.
They'll run straight ahead with Cook. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their second. Talk things over before third down. Here's Allen to throw. They'll set up the screen to Cook. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down. And third and final timeout taken by the defense. So the 2-minute warning the only clock stoppage they have left. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Play action now, and here's Allen. Aside that open man is Knox. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken
4
down.
yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
In motion, Shakir. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Allen going to give this to Davis. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in.
That's interference.
That might make this a 1st down. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Second and 11. So a road win here for the Bills. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.